with today have said this is a David versus Goliath race, but they're wrong. First, none of us is David. David was anointed of God. And second, I'm not Goliath. Washington, D.C. is Goliath. I'm your neighbor. I'm a man of faith. I'm running to serve the people of Utah. And you know me because I had the opportunity to be part of the team that ran the best Olympics in American history. Now, we've heard a lot of great speeches today about politics, but I'd like to talk to you not about the politics of Utah and America, but about the meaning of Utah and America. I want to talk to you about freedom. Since the beginning of recorded history, there have been people who tried to oppress others, stripping away their freedoms. It's a singular pattern of history repeated over and over again. To oppress, the tyrants rob others of their freedom to speak, to associate, to own property, to defend themselves, and to worship. One standard of freedom has been raised time and time again in defiance of the oppressors. It has been the rallying symbol of freedom fighters around the world. The flag of the United States of America. At the closing ceremony of the Salt Lake Olympics, I invited Derek Parra to sit with me and the Vice President in the President's box. Derek had won a silver and a gold medal in speed skating. As he came in, I asked him what had been the most memorable experience of his Olympics. And it wasn't the silver, wasn't the gold. He said it was when he had carried the American flag that had flown above the World Trade Center on 9/11 into the opening ceremonies. And because that flag was torn and burned, it had to be carried in horizontally. Derek was one of 8 athletes chosen by his teammates to carry it in. He said that as they entered the Rice-Eccles Stadium, he had expected the crowd to burst into cheers, but instead total silence, complete reverence. They stood in front of that choir as it sang our national anthem. He said it was hard for him to hold on to his emotions as he held that flag and they sang those words. And then the choir did something he hadn't expected. They repeated the last line of the national anthem as a refrain, and this time 1 octave higher with much greater orchestration. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And as they sang these words again, a gust of wind blew in the flag and lifted it in their hands. And he said that for him, it was as if the spirits of all those who had fought and died for freedom had just blown into that flag, and tears rolled down his cheeks. And now as he was telling me this, tears rolled down my cheeks as well. America is free because of the sacrifice of heroes. Today our freedoms are under siege again as the guarantees of the Constitution are quietly eroded and stripped away. Thoughtless college students seek exclusion from our First Amendment. Freedom of religion is assaulted in court. A former justice calls for the repeal of the Second Amendment. State powers reserved under the 10th Amendment are trampled by federal overreach in public lands, in health care, in education, in transportation, and many, many more. Economic freedom is threatened by growing trillions in federal debt and hundreds of billions of interest that we pay every year. It's time to restore the freedoms guaranteed by our Constitution. I honor your service as delegates, representing as you do the interests of your friends and neighbors. Some have said that the duty of a delegate is to select the person who will be the best United States Senator. Today I'm asking for your support, that we may come out of this convention as a united party with all of us pulling together going into the general election. And if I become your senator, I'll fight for freedom, I'll fight for our values, Utah values, American values. I'll endeavor to serve with honor and dignity, and I will respect the great flag of the United States of America. Thank you so much.